Food pairings to keep you healthy. From French fries and ketchup to apples and honey, certain flavors just go well together. You might like ones that people consider common, such as the ones just mentioned, or you might enjoy stranger pairings. For example, singer Elvis Presley loved peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches on white bread fried in butter. The science behind why certain foods go together is related to the basic tastes. These are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and umami. Combining two foods of different flavor profiles can balance out the flavors. There are important health reasons to pair certain foods together too. Let's take a look at some delicious food pairings that will keep you happy and healthy. Spinach and tomatoes. Our bodies need iron, and many people don't get enough of it in their diets. One thing that helps our bodies absorb more iron is vitamin C. So make sure to eat iron-rich foods such as green vegetables, nuts, beans, and eggs. In the same meal, eat vitamin C-rich foods, some of which include lemons, oranges, and tomatoes.
Hello everyone and welcome to English for You. I'm Mike.
Of course you are. And who am I?
You're Chicolin.
Oh yeah, I'm Chicolin.
Of course you are.
I
Welcome.
forgot to eat healthy food today. So
You were really?
Yeah,
but you're a fairly healthy person.
Oh.
Right?
Really? Am I?
You are, but you could be healthier.
Okay.
That's the exciting news we're going to bring to you guys today and tomorrow. You can be healthier by choosing your food pairings wisely and scientifically.
You mean fries and ketchup?
No, not from, well, that actually is a good food pairing. But no, we're talking about things that you can eat together that won't just taste good, but will actually be healthier than if you just eat them on their own or eat them with other foods.
Okay.
There's combinations that science says go really, really well together. And as I said, not just because of the flavor, but because of the science. The article begins from French fries and ketchup to apples and honey. Certain flavors just go well together.
True.
This is very true. Yes, a lot of people know that French fries and ketchup goes well together. Anyone who's been to a fast food restaurant and had French fries, you will get ketchup with it, right? They don't even ask you. They just put it in there. And apples and honey. I don't know if I've ever actually had those together, but apples go with a lot of good sweet things, right? That's why we have apple pie. Apple pie goes well with vanilla ice cream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So these are foods that taste good on their own. They have nice flavor on their own, but the flavor of them together is even better. What is flavor? Flavor is basically the taste of something, all right? If I give you a food and you eat it and I said, what did it taste like? And you say, oh, that tasted like chocolate. Oh, that tasted like banana. Oh, that tasted like old shoes. You're telling me the flavor of the food. Hopefully not old shoes.
Tastes like heaven.
Tastes like heaven. Well,
Right.
you'd have to be a little more precise. But basically, the other way you can think of this is if you go to an ice cream shop.
Okay.
They will have many kinds of ice cream, right? You don't just go, give me some ice cream. They'd say, what do you want? Chocolate, strawberry, raspberry, mint, da-da-da-da-da-da. That would be a different flavor of ice cream.
Chocolate chip for me.
That's your favorite?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good one. Our example sentence for the word flavor, Melody doesn't enjoy the flavor of celery or cilantro.
Yeah, she thinks it tastes like soap.
Yeah, some people do. That's right. Yeah. And we also had go together. When two flavors go together, that means they make a good team. They suit each other. They kind of add to each other as a group. They're okay on their own, but they go together really well. We could talk about flavors like this. We could talk about colors like this, right? Certain colors go well together. Or people, they're a great couple. They go, their personalities go well together or go together well.
So flavor 风味味道，那所以加一个 ful 在结尾就是 flavorful， 就是一个东西充满风味的嘛，所以就可以代表有 full of flavor 的感觉。比如说 This flavorful soup is perfect for when you want something warm and filling in a hurry。那老师刚讲到 go together 就是相配，所以像炸薯条，我们一开始就讲的嘛，跟番茄酱啊、苹果跟蜂蜜，某些不同口味的东西就是可以很完美的搭配哦。And we're going to take a look at some of those.
That's right. And it says you might like ones that people consider common, such as the ones just mentioned, ketchup and French fries, apple and honey. Those are pretty common. Or you might enjoy stranger pairings. There are some pairings out there, or, two foods that you could put together that you might go, wait, what? But if you try it, you might go, wow, that actually is really good.
Pineapple with bacon.
Pineapple with bacon, mint with chocolate, right? That's a kind of a strange one. We're going to learn about some of them, and some of them are going to be quite surprising to you, hopefully.
Yeah, 我们先看今天的 Language in Focus. OK， 我们今天的 Language in Focus 看到的是 consider 这一个字哦，后面接受词。那么受词补语的句型，它可以表示为是什么东西为什么。我们直接看句子好不好？大家可能会比较清楚。我们先看这个句子哦。We don't consider our customers to be mere consumers. We consider them to be our friends. 所以呢，你当然也可以把 to be 省略哦，也没有关系。那么 consider 如果变成被动语态呢，就是被视为。比如说 typing 打字 is considered by most employers to be a basic skill. 那我们看一下文章，意思就是说，你可能会喜欢大家认为比较正常的搭配啊，比如说薯条、番茄酱嘛，苹果、蜂蜜，或者是你喜欢比较奇特的搭配。那我们今天呢会来看一下几个搭配哦。
Let's check it out. Are you ready? For example, singer Elvis Presley loved peanut butter, banana, and bacon sandwiches on white bread, fried in butter.
Okay.
Everything there is bad for you.
I know.
If you put it all together and cook it in that way, it's really, really, really bad for you. Yeah, but it might actually taste good.
I think it sounds perfect.
I've had chocolate and peanut butter. Chocolate and peanut butter, and also chocolate with bacon. And
I've never tried that.
I think I've had banana with peanut butter.
Of course,
I've never had all of these together, but I think it would be good. But then after you'd be like, oh, that was a terrible mistake. I hate my life. But you would maybe enjoy it for at least the first few bites. Because, one of the things, if you eat meat, you probably would agree that bacon tastes good. It's really bad for you, but it tastes good. So having it, once in a while is okay. What is bacon? Bacon is pork, so it's pig meat. It's usually taken from the side or the back of the pig. It's cut very thin, usually in long strips, and then they salt it, they cure it, which is kind of like they smoke it, and then you cook it in a pan or something like that, and it's fatty, it's salty, it's porky. It's very good.
You can get low-fat one.
You can get low fat, you can get turkey bacon as well, which doesn't come from a pig, obviously. But a lot of people would put it on a sandwich or have it with their eggs, put it on your cheeseburger, that kind of thing. Here's Luther. Luther asked the waiter if he could have bacon on his cheeseburger. He wanted a bacon cheeseburger, but no peanut butter or banana.
OK， 所以 bacon 就是培根哦。我们常常说 BLT， 哇，this is good， 就是经典三明治。为什么呢 ？B 就是 bacon。L 就是 lettuce， 那 T 就是 tomatoes， 所以就是培根、生菜、番茄三明治是英美经典哦。比如说 I'll have a BLT with extra mayonnaise.
Ooh, more fat.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, it tastes good.
I know it is.
But once a month, that's it. Yeah, there you go.
摇滚之王猫王喜欢花生酱、香蕉培根三明治，而且白面包还有奶油见过。Oh my goodness, that butter. It's fatty.
Yeah, that also makes it worse, right? Frying things in butter is, I think, worse than frying it in like olive oil or something. So very high calorie, very high fat. But Elvis, man, he was the king of sandwiches. All right, let's get back to the article. The science behind why certain foods go together is related to the basic tastes. These are sweet, salty, sour, bitter, and my favorite, umami.
Umami.
Yes, umami, which is the newer one. So if you have an older science book, they might not mention umami. Combining two foods of different flavor profiles can balance out the flavors. That's right. Having sweet and sweet can often be too sweet. But if you have some sweet with some sour, that might be a good combination.
酸辣酸，哎，不是啦，是甜酸。Take a look. At bitter.
Okay, don't be bitter.
Okay.
All right, so bitter was in there along with sweet and sour and salty and umami. Bitter is probably the taste that you get the least of when you eat because generally bitter is not a nice taste. Bitter is something like coffee would be bitter, or tea even without sugar would be quite bitter. If you just take coffee like raw coffee and try to eat it, it doesn't taste good. Or you can have well, actually something that does taste good, but you have to cook it right. Kugwa, bitter melon. That's also bitter, right? The name is in there for the English name for this vegetable. We call it bitter melon, not watermelon, bitter melon. So this is a flavor that a lot of people maybe don't really like. I think as you grow older, you might appreciate it or enjoy it more, but certainly not as popular as sweet or salty or something like that. But good in combinations with things. Here's an example. Dark chocolate may be better for you, but lots of people think it tastes too bitter. Most chocolate we have is milk chocolate, which has milk and sugar maybe added. Dark chocolate does not have that, but it is quite healthy, but a lot of people would say, ooh, that's too bitter.
好的，老师刚刚讲到的 bitter 就是有苦味苦的，那我们刚刚讲的 umami 这个就是鲜味 ，usually comes from seafood, right?
Umami does, or meat too. Tomatoes can be umami as well.
Okay, 好啦 usually from I just it reminds me of sashimi.
Oh yeah, we have that word combine. When you combine these different tastes, it makes the food more enjoyable. When you combine things, you mix them, you blend them, you take two things that are separate. You don't just put them together, right? So in a salad, you're not really combining the vegetables. They're just, together on the plate. But if you're making soup and you sort of really mix and chop the vegetables so that you can't tell what's in there at the end, then you have combined those vegetables into a soup. For example, if you combine the red and yellow paints, you will get orange. You won't be able to see what's the red and what was the yellow. Now it will be a new thing. It will be orange. All right. And we also had to balance out, combining these flavors, especially something like sour or bitter with sweet can balance out. To balance out is basically to make things equal in amount or equal in value, or it's to take something that's a little maybe too strong and bring it down to a level that's a little bit nicer, a little bit more enjoyable. All right, so you're kind of combining things, mixing things, and you're being careful. You're kind of judging it and watching it to make sure that the end is better than what it was before.
所以它就是混合 combine 就是组合，老师刚刚讲清楚哦。那 profile 这边指的是描述的意思，所以我们的口味有哪些呢？有甜、咸、酸、苦跟鲜味，将两种不同风味的食物结合在一起，就可以平衡那个风味哦。
All right, and this is where it gets really interesting. There are important health reasons to pair certain foods together too. So it's not just about flavor or making foods that are enjoyable or something, ooh, I've never had that before. There's actually health stuff. There's science going on when we combine some of these foods. So let's take a look at some delicious food pairings that will keep you happy and healthy. All right, the first one we have for you is spinach and tomatoes.
I actually eat
or
that.
Tomatoes.
Yeah, tomatoes.
You eat spinach and tomatoes?
With eggs.
Oh, okay. That's a good combination. Yeah, probably very healthy too.
Yeah.
So yeah, get some spinach, which is a dark green leafy vegetable, and some tomatoes, and slap those guys together, and you will be having a happy meal and a healthy meal. It says our bodies need iron, and many people don't get enough of it in their diets. This is true. Iron is very important, and it is kind of hard to get get in your diet? What do we get iron from? I know like certain meats, liver. Liver is not very popular. What else do you get iron from? That's why it's an important one. Some people might even take pills to get them extra iron if you aren't getting it in your diet. And iron can be very important. It can give you energy. I know people who don't get enough iron can feel tired all the time. Low energy. And spinach is a good way to get iron. What is spinach? As I said, it's a healthy, leafy, green vegetable, quite dark. No, something you might put in a salad, but people often cook it. The flavor can be a little bit bitter when you don't cook it, but it combines well with lots of things. Here's a good example. For lunch, Rufus made himself a warm spinach salad with bacon, nuts, and cheese.
OK, so spinach 就是菠菜，所以菠菜跟番茄是第一个组合哦。那么它的菠菜沙拉，你可以讲 spinach salad，或者是菠菜跟蛋 spinach with eggs。比如说 I like to have spinach salad with eggs for breakfast。所以我们的身体是需要铁的，可是很多饮食中铁含量不足啊。
Back to the article. One thing that helps our bodies absorb more iron is vitamin C.
OK.
Interesting. I told you we're going to get into the science. Yeah, we're talking about vitamins here. What are they? I don't know. Let's find out. All right, well, what is a vitamin? That's a good question, and I'm not a scientist, but I will basically tell you a vitamin is an organic substance, so it's something that's alive. It's usually found in food, and it is important for health. We often are told that certain foods have different types of vitamins, some with lots of that vitamin, some with less. Often if, I want to mention things like apples or oranges, especially lemons, things like that, we would talk about vitamin C, vitamin E. Carrots have vitamin E, which is good for the eyes. Certain vitamins are good for certain parts of our body. If you're sick, you might need more of a certain type of vitamin. But basically, when we're talking about food, how healthy food is, how our bodies use it in different ways, vitamins, along with things like iron, can be a very important part of that conversation. Vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin E. Is there a vitamin F? I don't think so. Vitamin K. There's many types of vitamins, and they all do different things. And we get them from different types of food. And also the sun. We can get vitamins from the sun through our skin. Very interesting. Did you know that potatoes contain a lot of vitamin C? It's true. I think even more than oranges. Amazing.
OK， 我们的单字第一个 absorb 就是吸收，那 vitamin 或 some British people pronounce it as vitamin, right?
Vitamin, yes.
OK, so 维他命、维生素，比如说 oranges are full of vitamin C， 或者是吃维生素啊 to take vitamins.
All right, back to the article. So it says make sure to eat iron-rich foods or foods with a lot of iron. Make sure to eat iron-rich foods such as green vegetables, nuts, beans, and eggs. Oh yeah, eggs. So you should make sure to eat those healthy foods to get your iron. When you make sure, that is basically doing something so that it happens, all right? So if you're being very careful on something, you're making sure you don't make a mistake. If you're writing a list before you go shopping, the list is to make sure that you don't forget what you need. So basically, you're taking extra steps or you're doing extra actions to kind of be very careful and to make sure, or also we might say to guarantee that something does or does not happen.
So to make sure 就是确保，所以要吃富含铁的食物，绿色蔬菜、坚果、豆类、鸡蛋都有啦。
I always make sure I have my wallet when I leave the house.
Why?
You know?
Oh yeah, of course you have to. And so if you have your keys with
Exactly,
you.
yeah, you gotta make sure, right? Back to the article. In the same meal, eat vitamin C-rich foods, some of which include lemons, oranges, and tomatoes.
就像这很简单嘛，就柠檬啦、柳橙啦，或者 tangerines， 橘子一定也有。
All right, so that's all the time we have, but we do have a chat question,
we do?
So don't go far. We're gonna come back and talk about that. All right, so our chat question is, which flavor or what flavor pairing do you like best? Here are some examples: sweet and salty, salty and sour, sweet and sour, etc.
Hey, of course for me it's sweet and salty. I like strawberry jam with eggs on a toast.
Strawberry jam with eggs.
Yeah, it tastes amazing.
Interesting.
You should try that. Definitely.
Interesting. I'm not sure I would. Well, I don't know, but I have a cookbook with interesting food pairings. I made chicken burgers with strawberry ketchup.
Oh, that sounds good.
It was really good.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was
I'll
really
try
good.
that.
It took a while to make it. I had to convince people to try it, but once they did, they enjoyed it. Okay. So eggs and strawberry jam, it's kind of similar. I'm not a big fan of the sweet and salty. My wife and I, we do argue about what kind of popcorn to get at the movie theater.
Yeah, I like the
She likes the sweet and salty. I like the salty.
Like the
not
salty?
So much for the sweet, but with other things, I would definitely try it. But let's see, salty and sour, that can be good too. Yeah.
咸跟酸呢?
So there you go. And they didn't even mention umami. That's one of my favorites. All right, what about you guys? Have a talk about your favorite food pairings and maybe examples of food that you think are really, really good when you put them together. All right, guys, we're going to be back with more good stuff for you. So take care and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Vocabulary Review. Flavor. Sally doesn't like sweet flavors, so she doesn't put any sugar in her tea. Bacon. My dog always begs for some bacon when I'm eating breakfast, but the food isn't healthy for him. Bitter. My grandma loves drinking bitter black coffee in the morning, but I prefer mine with milk and sugar. Combine. You can make a delicious drink by combining milk, fruit, and chocolate together. Spinach. Danny doesn't like the taste of spinach, so he always picks it out of his salad. Vitamin. We mainly get vitamin D from the sun through our skin, but it is also often added to milk.
智慧小补帖
Umami. Profile. Absorb.